Hello dear students. In today's class, let us learn about the digital measurement of time. In the last class, we already learned digital frequency meter where we measure the frequency in a digital manner. Here we study the digital measurement of time, which is very much similar to digital measurement of frequency. So suppose we want to measure the time period corresponding to a particular signal, then that signal will be used to start and stop a gate control. So you can see here the basic working mechanism of AND gate, which will be opened only if we supply one as one of its input is exploited here, is used here. So if we are providing 1 to this input, and if it is A here, 1 into A is A. So as long as we feed in one input here, signal will be able to pass through. So the difference here in the digital measurement of time is that we use the unknown signal whose time period is to be measured as the controlling signal. So this is the controlling signal here, or control signal. This signal actually opens and closes the main gate through the gate control flip-flop. And here we have a fixed crystal oscillator, also known as the clock oscillator, which produces 1 megahertz frequency signals. The frequency is fixed. And we use a Schmitt trigger to change this sine wave signal to corresponding pulses of same frequency, that is 10 raised to 6 hertz. Now this frequency will be scaled down to suitable factors by 10 or so. So here we will have 10 raised to 3 hertz signal, 1 kilohertz signal, and that is getting fed into the main gate, the AND gate. So even though the signal is continuously being fed into the gate, the signal is able to pass through this gate only when this gate is open. Only when the control signal says to open the gate or to close the gate, the fixed frequency signal is able to pass through. So we have two inputs here. We are feeding in the input 1 and input 2. So the input 1 corresponds to the start and input 2 corresponds to the stop. So if you want to measure the time period between two incidents, the first instance will be fed into the input 1, that will start the gate control flip-flop. Then a 1 will be fed into the main gate. The gate will be opened. The signals will pass through the AND gate and the counter will count. When we want to stop this count, we will feed in the second input, which will stop the gate control flip-flop. Its output will be 0 and the main gate will be closed and the counter will stop counting. So the time period between these two feeding at the input 1 and input 2 will be measured as the count here, because that during that time period alone the gate was open, and that will be proportional to the number of pulses that is able to pass through. So this is the basic mechanism of time period measurement. Here the time period between feeding of inputs at point 1 and point 2 is being measured. Or if you want to measure the time period corresponding to a signal, that signal can be used to open and close the gate control flip-flop. So here we have attenuator and amplifier to attenuate or amplify the signal. Then we have Schmitt trigger. Schmitt trigger is to convert the sine wave signal to corresponding pulses, which the gate control flip-flop is able to detect, and so on. So two inputs are there. We will feed input 1 or input 2 to start or stop the gate control flip-flop. So when you compare this circuit diagram for digital measurement of time with that of digital measurement of frequency, the main difference that we see is in the positioning of the gate control flip-flop. So this gate control flip-flop is used at this place. Here, from the clock oscillator, if you want to measure the frequency. In that case, the unknown signal whose frequency is unknown is passed through, and the fixed frequency signal is used to open and close the gate. So for a fixed duration, the unknown signal will pass through and that will be counted by the counter. That is the working mechanism of a frequency meter. But in the case of time measurement, the unknown signal will open and close the gate through gate control flip-flop, and the fixed frequency signal is allowed to pass through for this duration. So just the reverse is happening in the case of frequency measurement and time measurement. Now let us have a detailed look at this time-based selector mechanism. So this part, so we have 1 megahertz crystal oscillator that is producing sine waves with 1 megahertz frequency, that is 10 raised to 6 hertz. And this actually corresponds to time period of 1 microsecond, because we know frequency is equal to 1 by t. So if 10 raised to 6 hertz is the frequency, then 10 raised to minus 6 second is the corresponding time period, or 1 microsecond is the corresponding time period. So if you convert this sine wave using a Schmidt trigger into corresponding pulses, you will have a 1 microsecond pulse at this point, because that is a 1 megahertz frequency signal. Then you can employ different frequency dividers such as counters that will actually divide the frequency by 10 in a series manner to divide this frequency. So if you divide 1 megahertz frequency by 10, you will have 10 raised to 5 hertz as the frequency, which correspond to 10 microsecond time period. So if you further divide the frequency by 10 factors, you will have time period getting multiplied by 10, because f equal to 1 by t. So you will have 1 microsecond, 10 microsecond, 100 microsecond, 1 millisecond, and so on. A range of time periods are available here at different portals. And depending on the time period that you want to measure, the range of the time period that you want to measure, you can use the time-based selector, flip to corresponding values, switch to corresponding values, and you can take that corresponding output. For example, if you want to measure a signal of very low time period, then you should keep this time-based selector to very low ranges. Just like you do in the case of multimeters, the ranges should be adjusted properly to match the frequency and time period of the input signal. So here, from a fixed frequency crystal oscillator, you can use these dividers of 10 by factor of 10 to have different time period signals from which you can select the suitable frequency signal. So that will be fed into the gate of one of the inputs of this main gate. So I hope the working of digital measurement of time is clear for you. This is the basic block diagram, and this block diagram is the enhanced look into the time-based selector, this bottom part here. I hope the working is clear for you. How does this main gate, with the help of this gate control flip-flop and this time-based selector, is able to count the time, the digital time. This counter is in fact indicating the time period corresponding to the input signal, exactly the time period between feeding of input at the 1 point and at the 2 point. I hope this portion is clear for you. Thank you.